Hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. Welcome back to my channel. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're doing amazing in this new trading week. Currently it is Monday and let's get right into the charts for Bitcoin right now perfectly. Trying to hold that weekly pivot and that value area high, this very important level right here as you can see. So right now basically we are still above we're still below that weekly pivot, so basically you can say right now that we have lost this level, and right now our most important level and support that we need to keep is that value area high of the bigger range. If we go on the daily time frame, as you can see right here, basically this is that value area high of this consolidation range that we have been stuck in for about let me check again. We've been stuck here for basically almost 2 months in this particular range. So basically if we lose this level, it is very possible that we go down once again and retest this POC right here at around 105 to 106k. And basically right now it is a very key decision time for Bitcoin, since if we go back again on the lower time frame, you can see we are below that weekly pivot right now, and our next stop is basically that first weekly pivot support at around 106k. So if we don't hold that value area high, as you can see, then it is very possible that we retest this support and then we can try to reclaim that weekly pivot. Also, if we look at the open interest on the first move to the upside, as you can see, we've got open interest rising up, but after this correction and on the second move to the upside, we've had open interest decline right here. So that second pump to the upside was, very shallow without any open interest, basically with open interest going down. So this was a bearish move, as you can see right here, after a pump with open. So basically open interest goes up and the pump continues. Then once open interest starts going down right here and the move continues to the upside, basically we gave that of these gains back, basically almost 2% to the downside. And if you look at the liquidation heat map, you can see, let me just refresh it so we can get the latest data. You can see we've got liquidity sitting on both sides right now, so expect some very big volatility. As I said in my previous video, that during this new week I'm expecting some kind of bigger volatility, since we have been chopping around here during the weekend. You can see this is basically all of this is the weekend. So almost 1 day, 12 hours, you can see we were chopping sideways, and as I mentioned, I'm expecting big volatility, and currently we're getting that volatility. You can see price is pumping, then dumping, and right now maybe the dump can continue lower and then we can get that pump, but we are still early in this week, so as you know. And if you look at the weekly close, basically Bitcoin got its highest weekly close in history. So we closed the weekly candle, I think 109k, yeah, exactly 109k point 1. So basically a very good closure, but right now we are getting some selling pressure, as you know. But still, if you look at the 1 monthly, on the 1 month, the liquidation heat map, you can see we front ran that liquidity, so we did not exactly take it out. And what will happen right now, we can potentially chop around more in this level without losing that value area high. Let me just go back on a lower time frame. We can potentially chop around here without losing that value area high, or we can go down to 106k basically, or 105, or maybe even down here to 103k. Since we got, as you can see right here, maybe we first take out the liquidity to the downside and then Bitcoin will once again push up to take the bigger liquidity that's sitting at the all-time high, since we basically front ran that. And what makes me think that also is that Fear and Greed index basically still in that neutral zone and close to that grid. So in order for us to get into that grid zone, we need to have a pump so everybody can start feeling that FOMO basically, and everybody will start getting in, and then this is when greed happens, guys. But as you know, a couple of weeks ago we were right here in that fear zone at 102k, basically Bitcoin being above 100k and being in that fear zone is for me very funny, and this means that we still have a lot of potential to the upside to create new all-time highs. Since last time we were in that fear zone, Bitcoin was at around 94, 86k basically, and in that extreme fear we were right around 78 to 76k. So still right now we're in that neutral zone, and we do have more potential for upside in my opinion, as long as we hold these levels right here. Basically we need to hold that value area high, that POC, and our last support right here that we previously actually broke below of but reclaimed very fast is that value area low right here, as you can see. So in my opinion we are still potentially will try to keep this weekly pivot, and maybe this right now that we're losing it is just a fake out, and price will reclaim momentum and push to the upside. And now if we look at the stock market, let's look at the S&P 500. Basically the S&P 500 is getting a small correction, as you can see, currently trying to lose that weekly pivot. Basically the correction right now is of around 1%. After rejecting from that first weekly pivot resistance, let's go on a lower time frame like the 2 hour and maybe on the 1 hour, as you can see. So the S&P 500 having that correction means that Bitcoin, as you can see, is also having somewhat of a correction, but Bitcoin is still keeping strong and the stock market is also keeping strong. Since if you look on the daily, we are due for some kind of a pullback, since we've got a lot of well above like almost 10 green candles, or in my case blue. So we've got 10 bullish candles in a row, and right now we're due for some kind of correction like we got right here, or maybe right here, or like we got right here. So maybe something like this can happen. We can potentially test the old all-time high, and then the market can eventually take off once again, and it will take Bitcoin with it. And if we look at Ethereum is doing really well in my opinion, still well above that POC right here. Perfectly we have tested it right now once again, as you can see, after breaking above it. So once again I'm expecting this level for it to hold. If it does not hold, then I'm expecting some kind of a bounce from the first weekly pivot support, and this also perfectly correlates with our value area low, and then I'm expecting some kind of a bounce for it. If it does not bounce from right here, then I'll be looking for that bounce from the lower price right here. Basically 2420 is a very nice price for Ethereum, basically that value area low of this range that we have been consolidating a very long time right now. And as for the other altcoins, Solana currently showing more weakness. As I said, Solana has been pretty weak, currently below that weekly pivot, trading at around 150, almost 151, as you can see. So as long as Solana does not reclaim that weekly pivot, I'm expecting some kind of a pullback, basically to that POC where we have bounced before. 145 is a very good zone for Solana to flip bullish. And also if you look at Sui currently also testing that weekly pivot, RSI also looking kind of neutral, trying to turn up also on the 2 hour, and on the 1 hour still looking kind of choppy, as you can see. And let's look at the Bitcoin dominance once again. The Bitcoin dominance actually is, in my opinion, still strong in an uptrend, but very soon I think we're due finally for a correction, like a bigger correction like we got right here. So maybe after this consolidation we can finally see some kind of a drop to the downside. We need a very big drop in order for the altcoins to start moving up. We need to get a bigger move, and in order for us to get that bigger move we need that Bitcoin dominance to drop down. And so yes guys, this will be it for today's update video. I hope you liked it. Subscribe for the channel, follow me on X, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.